All right, what is good, everyone? Welcome to the 13th installment of Mfmf's Heavy Hitter segment. This week we got blessed with Highdruh, which is fucking amazing. Been listening to these guys since before Mfmf was even a thing, so super stoked about this one.
I appreciate it, Doug.
Oh yeah. So first question, the good basics. What are your guys' names? Where are you from? And how did Highdruh kind of come up? Like, what's the story behind it, the meaning? Kind of.
I'll start. My name's Zach. I live in basically a dead center of Wisconsin.
Okay.
In
the stick.
In the sticks. Leave me alone, bro.
No, you live in the city compared to out here in Michigan. You are in the city. You're gonna get lost on your way out here come that July show.
Yeah.
I probably will.
That's hilarious. And then
Yeah, so the Hydra project, Nate doesn't want to introduce himself, so I'll introduce him for himself.
What's
Nate?
up, Nate?
Treated. Okay. Yeah, the Hydra project started when we were actually both on our own. I started as microdose probably 4 years ago. I started the alias. I was like right out of college.
okay.
And then I did that for a little bit. And then Nate hit me up on Facebook one day and just asked me where to start. So
I thought I saw one of your songs one day or something like that. And I was like, yo, dude, like you make dubstep. Because it was like just when I first was starting to get into dubstep. So my buddy who I ride snowmobiles with in the UP, I was like, dude, you make fucking dubstep? Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I got interested in it, wanted to start learning. So I came up with paper dubs, and that was just epic failure, if you could put it in the best terms. It was an epic failure. But Zach taught me everything he knew, and then we kind of were just like, yo, would be way easier and way doper if we did it together. And
yeah,
we kind of searched around for names, and we both like dragons in Greek mythology and fucking cool shit like that. So it just kind of morphed into a random idea. It was like, what about Hydra? Hydra 2, there's like multiple heads. There's two. You know, we collaborate. They're just another part of Hydra to us. So it's kind of cool.
That's dope. I see. And then how'd the spelling come out? Because the first time I read it, I thought I was gonna say like high drunk, and then I looked at it like, oh, Highdruh, and I was like, that makes sense. That's dope.
So I was big into the fad of what do you cut wood with?
Like
a saw, dude.
Oh yeah.
So we the high part is because we like to get high.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a pretty obvious one, but the draw was just like we wanted to find a way other than just DRA that we could get something else different into the name, because like just taking out the HY and putting the high in front of it was cool, but it just wasn't enough. So we kind of just like I used to say like saw dude all the time, and just kind of popped into place.
Nice. That's sick.
Yeah,
so kind of like, who introduced you guys to EDM? Was it like a sibling, a friend, or you just kind of like find it on your own?
Oh man, I first got into EDM when I randomly stumbled upon Ginger Pews by Cookie Monster on YouTube. It's like UKF dubstep, bro. I remember finding it, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I ended up taking a deep dive into like RY Legit and all of the OGs of like dubstep. And then I guess I was more or less the person showing people dubstep because I randomly came across it. Like, this is crazy. Like, I didn't even know you could do this.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
I was offered to go to a festival one time in Florida, and I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. Uh, I had absolutely no idea, like even like the clothes to bring. Typical first time raver stories.
Yeah.
I got there, and the first thing I saw at Halloween, I think it was 2017 or 18, was Liquid Stranger dropping Space Jams
Yeah.
it right in my face. And at that moment, I was just like, dude, like, I've never felt more alive. Like, I want to be that guy. Like,
Exactly.
that guy is really cool. Like, I want to do that. Like, so after 2 years of just headbanging my life away, I've met up with Zach, and now here we are.
Nice. That was an amazing story. Fucking how were like friends and family when you guys first started making music? Were they supportive? Were they like, oh yeah, this is dope? Or were they kind of like, parents like, oh, you should worry more about school and work and all that? Or like, were they super, like supportive and with it?
Like my parents, they were always like super supportive because I kind of like chose to go to college for it. So like they were pretty supportive through the whole thing. And then like when we started doing shows, I got the speech of you need a backbone because you can't live off of this stuff. And I was like, well, now you just challenged me to living off of this stuff. So, and then that kind of just pushed me forward. And I was like, well, I mean, the only way I'm actually going to truly be happy with life is if I just do something I'm happy with every day. And I was off of work for 5 months, and I pretty sure I produced or mixed every single day. And I want it back so bad, but
Yeah.
I gotta support. So
Yeah.
So, when I started, I didn't really like nobody in Gaylord, where I'm from, even really knows what dubstep is. So, I like when I told my parents and like my friends that like, yo, I'm gonna make this music. I had like 2 or 3 friends that were headbangers with me periodically. It was a lifestyle for me, and it was just like a party for them.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, people just kind of were just like, that's cool, dude. Like, dope. Like, that's really dope that you're doing that. But like, I guess I never really got any like motivational support. That all kind of just came from like I hated being a roofer and working manual labor, and I was like, dude, I want to feel better about like what I do, and I want to like actually feel like I'm making a difference in people's lives other than just keeping them dry. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess the support wise, like my family of course supported it. They were super dope about it. They helped me get my first set of studio monitors, and they actually they helped me do it, but because I was their kid.
Yeah. That's great. So like roughly how long did it take before you felt kind of comfortable, or you could just grind in Ableton or FL for hours on end, and then just come out with a fucking banger and just be like, wow, this is sick, I feel good about this, I want to post it? How long did it take to get to that level?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
I'm pretty sure like we both have our like moments of that, but like it's not to the point where we can just sit down, write a knocker, just like all right, do another one, write a knocker.
I mean, that's subjective though, because like
yeah, I know.
I just sent that track to Decipher the other day, and he's like, dude, that was the most knocking knocker. He loved it. So like we did that I did that in full drop in 4 hours. Damn. So we can do that, but
yeah, like I said, we have our moments.
Yeah, are we comfortable doing it? And like could I hop on a plane and do it any day on on tour like some of these artists do? Like, fuck no way.
Yeah.
No way. I think I judge what I put out too much. I feel like that's an issue that a lot of artists have, but it definitely makes me grind longer and tweak harder, sometimes too much, to the point where, you know, the productivity of it, the knockerness of it is kind of gone. It's the spur of the moment's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a problem I definitely hear a lot, especially because it's like, you know, everyone else is like, oh shit, dude, this is completely fire. And then after sitting there listening to the same lead on loop for hours on end, you know, just is kind of like, is it though? And you start questioning it.
Yeah.
You hear that like 1352 hertz that you just hate.
Yeah. So I guess kind of going off that, I guess for other producers like starting out and all that, what advice would you have for people who have a lot of self-doubt and just kind of like, you know, listen to other people's musics and like have problems comparing it and stuff like that?
Like the biggest thing I can say is the biggest artists you can hear, Excision, Subtronics, Liquid Stranger, the list goes on. I bet you any money, every single one of them goes through the same thing with every song they write. So I mean, it's natural. Like you're gonna sit there and like being a producer, you're already meticulous the way it is. So like you're gonna sit there and you're be like, God damn it, this sucks. Like, why does this suck? And then you send it to somebody, or you send it to one of your homies that produces music. He said, dude, this is fucking awesome. Sometimes you just gotta take that. You gotta take that train and just ride it. Because if somebody else thinks it's good and you think it's bad, there's something there that's good about it.
Yeah.
You just can't see it because you've listened to it how many times. So I would say don't stress it. Just work on it. And then another big thing is when it's done, it's done.
I think advice-wise, too, would be don't get I even have to remind Zach of this sometimes. It's like, don't get so caught up in one track in that I don't like going back to tracks that we started a month ago. Like, I don't like doing that simply because like we have the ability to write at least a 16-bar drop in an intro every day. So if that's the case, I feel like best advice for a starting producer is just make music. Like, if you're trying to reach a goal with your music, you're never gonna reach that goal, because, and like you just said, like when it's done, it's done. To me, and you've told me this, there's no such thing as a song that's done, because all you got to do is click on a mouse a couple times and it's different and it's not done then. So just like produce music and enjoy it, because the process of creating it to me is more rewarding. When you hear a product that you can bop your head to and you made it, it's like, that's dope. You do it the next day on a different song, it's going to be even better and you're going to feel even more dope about it. So to get caught up, you know, and worry about, man, I don't like this track, well, screw that track, write a new one. Like,
Yeah, no, it's all definitely good practice. Just even if you don't like it, just trying different things and all that.
Do it. If you don't like a track, I've done it multiple times where I really didn't like a track until I just kept writing it. And eventually one element or one minor change to it totally made me fall in love with it. It's like, even if you don't like something, like, it's not that it's a bad idea. It's just that you're not vibing to it at the time, where millions of people could, and you're just that one hater to that sound that you're just like, nah.
Keep it from going.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is my favorite, one of my favorite ones. What is the craziest thing you guys ever witnessed at a show? Either like in the crowd while playing, just like someone doing something, some kind of event or commotion that just stuck with you. You talked about it for a week after. You're like, bro, did that just like actually happen?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I've had a particular moment where it was like a person, like interaction with other people, like in a small group. But I mean, I've been to a lot of metal shows and I've seen an entire ballroom, like pillar to pillar, front fence to soundboard. It was just a war zone. And I talk about it all the time because I'll never forget that moment. And I also got a concussion in that mosh pit, but we won't talk about that. I ended up forgetting the rest of the night after that moment. So
Damn.
that's probably why it stuck with me for so long.
Yeah, no, that's pretty rowdy. Damn.
I'd have to say that's hard because like everything that I see at a rave is just the craziest thing that I see like every time, dude. Like I'll look over and I'll just like see some dude standing there vibing, and I'm like, dude, that is like next level shit. Like that dude's vibing so hard that I don't know. I'd have to say it was at the intersection in Grand Rapids. I can't remember the show or the year. It was probably 2019. So it was like in the heat of like a nasty figure tour.
Oh shit.
And I was on that rail that whole set. And of course, figures visuals. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're just absolutely insane.
Oh,
There was a little like the fence gate style, like just rails to keep people out off to the side of the main rail. And it was so packed, and the mosh pit was so big, and he started a pit like his second track in, and it didn't stop. The pit just kept going for an hour. But I'm standing on the rail, and I like look over, and I see there's like 5 people on this, and 2 people are standing on like the feet of it, holding it, and there's security on the other side holding it, so these people can headbang. People got going so hard on that rail, it scooped the bottom of it out, and I watched all 5 of them hit the floor. And two of them kind of like immediately got right up and just started getting back into it like it was supposed to happen. There was a girl on the rail, and she like kind of laid there for a minute and just stared at the lasers going over top of her. But oh my god, yeah, just it was like they got their feet kicked out from under them, just face first. They were going so hard, and it was on a full forward stroke, and whoop, scoop, and there goes the whole rail, and all 5 people now laying face down. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
The mosh pit never stopped. It just kept going. They all got up. They picked the rail up. They said no more headbanging on that rail.
You shut that down for the night real quick.
Oh yeah. They shut that down quick.
Damn.
They're crazy every time, man. You see something just insane every time.
Always.
Festivals are just the greatest place. The greatest place.
Oh yeah, especially you get like a day 2 or 3, you know, people are cutting loose, they're already feeling it, like, oh shit.
See, I'm that like day 5er, like the last day of Forest, that Sunday where Panky Rang is just like they're closing down early, but it is not early. Everybody's walking around like zombies, dude. Everybody's just vibing so hard. That's my favorite, dude.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, if you could go back to your first year of producing with the knowledge you have now, what would be either like production tips or just general kind of advice or info you would give yourself?
Take the limiter off the master. Don't stop, guys. People, stop putting the limiter at the end of your master. Don't use a limiter.
Preach.
No, definitely watch more videos and be a little more book smart on it, because you know I learned how to tweak knobs before I learned what the knobs were doing. And now that I'm kind of understanding what is actually happening with the audio process as we're processing sounds, I really can kind of like pick and choose what direction I go with a sound. It's not just a mashing shit together and hoping just rolling because this
what happens.
Yeah, straight up. Oh, I used to put 2 or 3 OTTs on. Everybody loves OTT. You put 2 or 3 of them on, 100%. Turn the release all the way up, dude. Like, just bad.
Dude, I think your EQ work was the best. When you
You love my EQ work. Listen, I've seen you do some weird stuff with EQs.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing that I would say is, because it took me probably 3 years to do it, is read your manual.
Yes.
Read
Ableton manual.
Read your DAW manual, because your manual, you'll read that and then you'll open up your DAW. Now you got shortcut, hotkey, shortcut. Everything's fast because you know exactly what you need to do all the time. And if you don't know what you're doing, it also explains to you what they do. Every plugin, like anything that's on the DAW, it'll explain to you what it does and how it works. And I struggled with it for 3 years, and then I read the manual and my entire life changed. My workflow became so much faster. I was able to get through stuff and know what I was looking at instead of like what Nate said, just turning knobs.
I mean, it was fun just turning stuff.
It's true. you think it's the craziest things. They're not even thinking about it.
The element of surprise. You do something, you're like, oh wait, hold on, that actually like.
You know, I hear it a lot too. Like, and even myself now that we're talking on this topic, I was a lot more openly creative in the first year of producing than I am now. I came up with a lot better ideas. Like just a fresh, clean slate, an idea was a lot better and a lot easier to come up with. Where now that I've been in the game for 2 years and I've heard, you know, the general basis of what songs are structured, there's the creativity now to me is just not as immense. There's not as much of it available because there's like categories that we fit into now. You know, we have a sound started, so we got to kind of fit to that sound. Where before, I mean, I'd have some trap leads in with some fat Reese basses with some weird percussion-y stuff on top, and like some of it worked really well. And like those tracks, I always think like, man, I wish now with the knowledge that I have, I could make that creativity come out again, like that newborn creativity.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a problem. Another problem that I hear a lot is people kind of, you know, they get known for a certain sound and then kind of feel in this box of wanting, you know, having to make that. And then like, especially with the whole, you know, kind of getter situation we did.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. But the thing is so many people hated on that.
So many.
On that album. But it was so good.
That was a great album.
It was so good.
That was the only thing, is it was different. I think that's one thing I like that Highdruh kind of capitalizes on, is like when we started, funny thing was I was like a Wook bass guy and Zach made really heavy stuff. And now later down the road, we have now switched, and Zach's really good at making Wook bass and I'm kind of lacking in it, but I'll throw out some heavy stuff.
Nice.
In the snap of a finger. I like that, you know, we have a sound, but we touch on almost every genre in bass music except for genres with excessive drums. We're not big drum and bass fans.
Yeah.
I like the drum and bass for sure, but making it, that's a lot going on.
It's hard. It's a lot of drum work is what makes that so hard.
Oh yeah, so many different patterns going on, you know, like hi-hats and all that, and you gotta combine all of them, flow together. I guess that
1 and 3, baby. Kick snare.
Oh shit. Yeah, it kind of I guess leads into the next question. What genres would you guys say are? Because I definitely hear a lot like freeform, a lot like dubstep, just like you said, a lot of everything. But what about kind of the heavier side of bass music made you fall in love and want to spend hours a day listening to it and working on it and doing all that?
Nate, I'm gonna let you take that one first. I gotta think.
What's up, dude? Come on.
Teacher.
So I mean, what genre would I say we kind of are leaning towards? I don't think we have a sound. We don't have a genre.
Yeah.
We want to capitalize on a sound, and we make a lot of freeform, and I would say hybrid trap
Yeah.
of our two main genres, but anywhere in between and left and right of that as well. I mean,
yeah, I mean we had OK Hole released last year, and that was probably one of the more freeform bass songs that we've had.
Oh yeah.
And then July 9th this year, we have a mid-tempo song coming out on Recall Records. So we're staying in the heavy bass, but I mean, we're trying to transfer our sound and see how many different super heavy genres we can touch on and be able to capitalize upon. Because I like too much music to stick with one genre.
yeah.
Let's see. If you guys could change one thing about the music industry, kind of like how it works, how people kind of behave in it, how it's kind of ran, what would it be?
Push the old artists down a notch. Not even that. Don't push them down, because all of these giant artists, like, deserve the Hall of Fame, because they've made movements, they've touched thousands of lives. So, like, you can't knock them down. Make more room, I guess, would be the thing. I think festivals and even just general shows alone could find ways to implement more artists in a lot more local artists and local talent at the same time. I feel like a lot of the, and I'm not super knowledgeable on the building blocks of, like, the money side of the industry, but I would have to assume there's a way to include, even super underground local artists that maybe have 20 followers, but they're the dopest DJ you've ever heard in your entire life. Like, how is that fair that this kid just literally, he can grow slow on Instagram and on Facebook just like every other artist, but when there's 2 million people all trying to be artists at the same time, like, there's got to be a way to make room in the industry for those people and give some of the mid-tier guys headlining spots.
Yeah, because like there are those big artists, and I say big artists, and I bet you any money at least 20 names go through your head.
It's the same
I can go up to somebody. I go up to somebody and ask them, what's their favorite underground artist? I have hundreds of underground artists I would pick over any headliner any day, mainly because a lot of the underground artists that are, like, I would say a tier above us are making moves that I do not hear these bigger artists doing. And these, like, other artists are doing it so well, but getting so little recognition for what they're doing. And I mean, if you honestly look at it, some big artists, if you were to go through their track lists, oh man, I bet you any money, almost 90 of them, 90% of them are underground artists that are just slapping obnoxious music out all the time.
Yeah, like that dude on that shirt you got on right now.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
the homie Vulcan, bro. Dude, I don't know how many times he sent me things and my jaw has been on the floor.
Mind blown.
Daily.
Yeah, I was just in shock. Like, how do you do it? Like, it's crazy. So, I mean, just still support your big artists, but start looking towards the underground.
Mm-hmm.
If you need direction, I'll give you direction.
Oh, yeah. And then last question. If you're not already, at what point will you be content with your music careers?
I think that's kind of a hard question because with music, like with my own music, I don't think I'll ever be content because I'll always want to be pushing for something more. But I feel like as a career, I feel like I would be content if I was able to do shows and support my family using the money that I've made from shows and shows alone. And I don't need to work. Okay, I mean, obviously music production and all that's going to be work. But like, it's also not work at the same time. It's something that I love.
Yeah.
So like, if I can get to that point, you can call me the happiest man on earth. It's literally all I want at this point is just to be able to do it and make a living off of it. It'll just be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that's everybody's goal is to, be able to basically be creative and then party and make money from it,
But I'd be content just like getting by.
Right. No, 100%. 100%. I think if I was to be content with my career and say like, okay, I've succeeded, I did it, obviously every other artist's dream is, play on the Lost Land stage, play EDC Vegas, play this. I'll feel successful as an artist when we get a tour and we're playing big name festivals and we're selling out a crowd at 2 a.m. At that point in time, I will say, okay, I did it. Until then, I'm doing it, but I'm not content. I haven't did it yet. When I'm shaking Jesse's hand on stage at Lost Lands and we're back to back and he's dropping that freaking brand new song with, I think Zed's Dead or whoever he had on that new track. Played it.
Aurora, I think.
Was that Aurora? He dropped it at Kingdom. Oh, it's either, or was it? Man, I need to know now.
I just saw him last night at Red Rocks.
He played it last night at Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Of it. Dude, when I'm on stage with him, when he plays that track and then I play a track after him, I'll be set.
Fucking chilling.
Until then, I ain't done yet. No.
Slander,
yeah.
Oh, that's the last song he played too.
Dude,
Wow.
Just the downbeat like made my heart shake.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there. I would have shit myself. I'm telling you. I'll be honest. Like if I heard that downbeat just slap me in the face, dude.
That's crazy. I do a little check real quick. We good?
Yeah, straight up, dude. I saw his videos from Kingdom, and I saw it on there, and I was like, dude, that's the gnarliest song. And then I saw it again from a video from last night. It's like, dude, now that I heard this and like I'm paying attention, I sat there on Instagram for probably 20 minutes and just kept my phone on and kept listening to it. It's like, Jesse, relax, dude. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Like, leave some room for the little guys. Like, how are we supposed to compete with that? Like,
Oh shit! Yeah, that was bonkers.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think me and Zach as a team, I don't think we'll ever be content. I think we're gonna,
Never.
I imagine me and Zach up on stage at Forest and Lost Lands and Kingdom and, all these big festivals, and I can see the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Vampa's been in meetings before, and she's even stated that if you can physically see you doing something, like, you can totally just do that thing. Like, if you can envision it, it's there. It's ready for the taking. So I think the farther we get in, the more we're gonna want, and the bigger we're gonna want to go, and the bigger of a movement we're gonna want to make, and the whole 9 yards.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fucking hyped to see it. Hopefully you guys play a show. I'm in Colorado right now, so if you're ever in the area playing a show, or just even if it's one of the bordering states or something, I'm definitely trying to come down. That'd be sick.
That's our next list. That's our next thing on our list. To get out of the Midwest and get out west, or go out east, go south, go somewhere other than the Midwest.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. I know we will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, shit, it's been a fucking pleasure. Appreciate you guys taking the time to do this. It really does mean a lot. And fucking thank you guys for watching. It really makes all this possible. Yeah, we will be back next week. Not sure who we'll have. You have to come find out. But yeah, fucking appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Of course. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.